Hello everyone and welcome back to Let's Play Morrowind. Last time when we left off we had arrived at Andrano Ancestral Tomb to our next target in order to complete the main quest. Descend the stairs and we find almost immediately an ancestor ghost. He went down really easily. Let me make sure it didn't reset my options again. No, it didn't. Good. Here's a dead body with nothing I care about, save a little loose gold. Keep going. It looks like we can go left through a hallway or right through a door. Let's loot the room we're in first. Note the Shrine of St. Veloth here. Let's try the door. Now we're coming up on our first, probably our first Bone Walker. I just need to be careful not to get my attributes damaged, because even though I have the restore spells, it's a huge pain in the ass when you have them fortified like I do. So, Lesser Bone Walker, Skeleton Archer. Oh, well, we'll definitely take his arrows. Those are worth having. Nothing else up here. So let's head back. And go down the other passage we haven't explored yet. All right. Another skeleton with nothing I care about. All good. Rusula, Droogwax, and fire salts. Don't care about any of that. So let's head down here and deal with two more skeletons. Easy enough. Loot this room. Chokeweed, not needed. Bungler's Bane, not needed. I will take the 10 gold out of the small chest. And I'll take the repair tools out of this one. Let's go straight first and through into this room where there's a ghoul heart, hound meat, and another small chest. And then, as I suspected, this door will take us farther down. Alrighty. Let's go down this hall now. Deal with this skeleton. crippled skeletons are a unique, weakened version of the skeleton, found only in this tomb. Let's check out this Bone Walker. Nothing I actually need. Now in this room, we find, in addition to containers, which have a comberry, we have the Skull of Levuel Andrano and the Dagger of Judgment, our two targets. So the Dagger of Judgment, it's not terribly awesome, but the damage endurance and damage strength, except for the enchantments, you hit something with it enough times, you'll almost certainly permanently paralyze it by reducing its strength to 0, which is actually very, very useful way. Great option for debilitating enemies. So don't overlook the Dagger of Judgment. At this point, if you've been following along and you have the Daedric Katana, we're obviously way past that, but that's not to say this thing is useless or anything. We'll put it that way. So, take the Dagger of Judgment off my unique item list. Check out the rest of the room. Ah yes, there's also a copy of 36 Lessons of Vivek's Sermon 15, a new unarmored skill book, which I'll read and take off the list. Just a moment, gotta keep up with my notes. Alright, 36 Lessons of Vivek, Sermon 15 comes off the book list, and we'll go ahead and read it. The 36 Lessons of Vivek, Sermon 15. These were the days of Risdania, when Keimer and Dwemer lived under the wise and benevolent rule of the Almcivi and their champion, the Hortator. When the gods of Veloth would retreat unto their own, to mold the cosmos and other matters, the Hortator would at times become confused. Vivek would always be there to advise him, and this is the third of the 3 lessons of ruling kings. The ruling king will remove me, his maker. This is the way of all children. His greatest enemy is the Sharmat, who is the false dreamer. You or he is the shingle, Hortator. Beware the wrong walking path. Beware the crime of benevolence. Behold him by his words. I am the Sharmat, I am older than music, what I bring is light, what I bring is a star, what I bring is an ancient sea. When you sleep you see me, dancing at the core, it is not a blight, it is my house. I put a star into the world's mouth, to murder it, tear down the pylons. My blind fish swim in the new phlogiston, tear down the pylons. My deaf moons sing and burn and orbit me. I am older than music. What I bring is light. What I bring is a star. What I bring is an ancient sea. You alone, though you come again and again, can unmake him. Whether I allow it is within my wisdom. Go unarmed into his den with these words of power. E Gartok Padome Shim E Altadun. Or do not. The temporal myth is man. Reach heaven by violence. This magic I give to you. The world you will rule is only an intermittent hope, and you must be the letter written in uncertainty. The ending of the words is Almcivi. Interesting. And in here there's another chest with some stuff I don't need. Alright, let's head back here. Check out this last room, which is the lower level of that other room, with a copy of Homilies of Blessed Almalexia, and another comberry in the sack. That's it for here. So let's cast Recall and get back to Balmora. Very good. Alright, let's go visit Sharngra-Musgab. But before we leave, there's something I need to mention now that we have completed Antabolus Informant. Let's sleep. Your journal has been updated. You had a disturbing dream. You can only recall one part. A tall figure with a golden mask led you among the dead as through a wedding celebration. You heard many voices, but no lips moved. You strained to breathe, but your chest didn't move. The tall figure spoke with each figure as he passed among them, laughing and joking as if they were alive, but they made no reply. You tried to cry out, but without breath, your tongue fluttered in vain. I had a disturbing dream. I can only recall one part. A tall figure with a golden mask led me among the dead as through a wedding celebration. I heard many voices, but no lips moved. I strained to breathe, but my chest didn't move. The tall figure spoke with each figure as he passed among them, laughing and joking as if they were alive, but they made no reply. I tried to cry out, but without breath my tongue fluttered in vain. So, I'm not going to talk too much about what these dreams are. It'll become clear. Just realize that you can get the first one, that one, after you complete Antabolus Informant. And if we look at the quest, we have started a quest called Sleepers Awake, which is part of the main quest. Some other things are going to happen too. Something else will start now too, and I'll cover that when we go outside. So Sleepers Awake, you remember everybody we've talked to has been discussing soul sickness, how people can't sleep at night, their neighbors are up at all hours, they're having strange dreams. Let's drop off the comberries and all the arrows and the dagger of judgment. Keep the skull. This is a symptom of that. We've received one of the same disturbing dreams that many others have received, but it affects us in a more concrete way too. Let me find one of them. He's about to leave town. I'd better reset actors. So there's a set of people who are more affected by the soul sickness than others. I'll just put it that way. You'll note, now you couldn't see that, but I did not enter dialogue with him. He started talking to me as soon as I approached him. Beneath Red Mountain, Lord Dagoth sleeps, but when he wakes, we all shall rise, and the dust will blow away. Serve your lord, Dagoth-ur. The sixth house is risen, and Dagoth is its glory. Dagoth-ur. He is the lord and father of the mountain. He sleeps, but when he wakes, we shall rise from our dreams, shall sweep our land clean of the Inwa. Why have you denied him? As Lord Dagoth has said, all shall greet him as flesh or as dust. Sixth house. Now watch his disposition. The sixth house, the sleeping house, House Dagoth, the house of Lord Dagoth, the true house, the one house to welcome all true Dunmer and to drive the Inwa from our land. Take heed, Outlander, the day of reckoning is at hand. Take what you can and leave our place, for when Lord Dagoth comes, this will be no place for you. So, you gotta be careful with Rararin Radaris is one of many people that are called sleepers. It seems that the dreams have reached the point where they've actually successfully sort of hijacked their brains and just sent them out into the world to spout this nonsense. Not only that, but if their disposition drops low enough, they will actually attack you. So watch their disposition. It actually drops pretty frequently just from them speaking to you. So be wary of that. Try to keep it above 50. That's usually good enough to make sure they won't outright attack you, because we can actually save these people. I'll talk more about that later. Just be aware for now that this is happening, and Sleepers Awake is ultimately a quest to break Dagothur's influence over these people scattered all over Vardenfell and rescue them. There are two in Balmora. Rararin Radaris is one of them. And I haven't spotted him recently, but I think Landris Balal is the other one. For now, though, let's head into the Mages Guild and go visit Sharn. Again, is this about the errand you are doing for me? Yes. Very good. I'll just take that skull from you. Perfect for what I have in mind. Thank you. Now, as I promised, I'll answer your questions on the Nerevarine cult. Go ahead. Skull has been removed from your inventory. Journal has been updated. Nerevarine cult. This Ashlander cult believes the long-dead hero Nerevar will be reborn to honor ancient promises to the tribes. According to legend, the prophesied Nerevarine will cast down the false gods of the Tribunal Temple, restore the traditional ancestor worship practiced by the Ashlanders, and drive all Outlanders from Morrowind. Both Temple and Empire outlaw the cult, but it persists among the Ashlanders, who care little for Imperial or Temple law. Here, take this copy of my notes on the topic for Chaos. Nerevarine cult notes has been added to your inventory. Your journal has been updated. Nerevar. Nerevar is a first-age hero of the Dunmer people. He was a great general and leader. He helped form the First Council and united the Dunmer houses against foreign invaders aided by the traitors of House Dagoth. He triumphed over Morrowind's enemies at Red Mountain, but died in the battle. Nerevarine. The Ashlanders have a prophecy that the legendary hero Nerevar will be reborn. They call this reincarnated hero the Nerevarine. Journal. I delivered the skull Sharngra Musgab asked for, and she's agreed to tell me about the Nerevarine as the spymaster requested. Sharngra Musgab told me about the Nerevarine cult and gave me some notes to give the spymaster. Now I should return and report and give him these notes. Let's read them first, though. Nerevarine cult notes. We can read and remove from our list. The following are notes from Sharngra Musgab to Chaos Cosades. The Nerevarine cult. This Ashlander religious cult follows prophecies of a Nerevar reborn to honor ancient promises to the tribes, to re-establish the traditions of the prophet Veloth, to cast down the false gods of the Tribunal Temple, and to drive all Outlanders from Morrowind. Both Temple and Empire outlaw the cult, but it persists among the Ashlanders, despite Imperial and Temple repression. Because it is persecuted, it remains a secret cult, and it is hard to judge how widespread it is among the Ashlanders, or whether it has any following outside the Ashlander tribes. The Nerevarine. The Ashlanders firmly believe that Nerevar will return to restore the glories of ancient Resdain. Morrowind was called Resdain before the Imperial occupation. The Ashlanders say the great houses in the temple have abandoned the pure teachings of the prophet Veloth, forsaking ancestor worship for the false gods of the tribunal, and embracing the comforts of civilization that corrupted the High Elves. The temple, on the other hand, venerates Saint Nerevar but rejects the disgusting notion that the false incarnate will walk the earth like a ghoul, Nerevar. The temple honors Saint Nerevar as the greatest Dunmer general, first counselor, and companion of Vivek Almalexia and Sothasil, who united the Dunmer houses to destroy the evil Dwemer, the treacherous House Dagoth, and their western allies at Red Mountain. But the Ashlanders say Nerevar promised to honor the ancient spirits and the tribal law, and that he will come again to honor that promise. To the Ashlanders, this means destroying the false temple and driving the imperial invaders from the land. Nerevarine prophecies. Dream visions and prophecies are a respected tradition in Ashlander culture. Their wise women and shamans take careful note of dreams and visions, and pass on the tribe's legacies of vision and prophecy to their successors. By contrast, the temple and the Western faiths are suspicious of mysticism, and they regard interpretation of dreams and visions as primitive superstition. The most common version of the Nerevarine prophecy is the stranger. The verses are obscure, as are most prophecies, but two observations are in order. First, many less well-informed scholars assume that the phrase, journeyed far 'neath moon and star, is just a cliché to suggest a very long journey. But the Nerevar of legend was known to possess a magical ring named One Clan Under Moon and Star, upon which Nerevar is supposed to have sworn his promise to honor ancient Ashlander traditions and land rights. Second, the reference to 7 curses must certainly refer to the lost prophetic verses known to the Ashlanders as the 7 curses. The Stranger. When earth is sundered and skies choked black, and sleepers serve the 7 curses, to the hearth there comes a stranger, journeyed far 'neath moon and star. Though stark born to sire uncertain, his aspect marks his certain fate. Wicked stalk him, righteous curse him, prophets speak, but all deny. Many trials make manifest the stranger's fate, the curse's bane. Many touchstones try the stranger, many fall, but one remains. Just recall, if you were paying attention, at the very beginning of the game in the introductory cutscene, we saw the phrase, many fall but one remains, in our vision that we had aboard the prison ship. And there it is again, at the end of this prophecy, the stranger. Lost prophecies. Ashlander elders complain of prophecies which have been lost to tribal memory due to the carelessness or ineptitude of earlier generations of wise women and dashcans. Suspicious scholars wonder whether these prophecies might have been deliberately forgotten or suppressed. 3 Nerevarine prophecies in particular are said to have been lost. 1. The Lost Prophecies. 2. The 7 Curses. And 3. 7 Visions of 7 Trials of the Incarnate. Perhaps these lost prophecies will someday be found, either in forgotten accounts written by literate travelers, or in the memories of isolated Ashlanders, or in the secret traditions of the wise women and shamans. Very interesting info there. Of course, if you hadn't been clued in already just from dialogue with everybody, that pretty much tells you where the game is going. It's always funny to me when people who bitch about Skyrim say, oh, Morrowind was so great because you weren't a chosen one. Like, really? Azura starts the game in the intro cutscene by saying, you have been chosen. Like, there are lots of things Morrowind did better, but you're the chosen one in Morrowind, just like the rest of the games. Anyway, I digress. Are you here to discuss your orders, Travis, or is there something else you want? And these are Sharn's notes on the Nerevarine cult? Excellent. I'm promoting you to Blade's apprentice, Travis. Neat. So we've risen in the ranks of the Blades. I'd like some time to think how this fits in with the Emperor's plans for you, so if you'd like to get in a little freelance adventuring, go ahead, but whenever you're ready, I'll have new orders for you. Nerevarine Cult Notes has been removed from your inventory. Your journal has been updated. Blades Apprentice. I'm promoting you to apprentice rank effective immediately, and here's a little present, 2 spell scrolls. The Divine Intervention will recall you to the nearest Imperial Shrine, and the Almcivi Intervention will recall you to the nearest temple. They come in handy for a quick getaway. No, Travis, no thanks needed. You're doing great work. Now get out of here and let me read. Scroll of Divine Intervention added, Scroll of Almcivi Intervention added, Journal updated. Temple. Vivek. I think that's new. Vivek City, named for Vivek, a living god of Morrowind, is the largest settlement on Vardenfell and one of the largest cities in the east. Take the Silt Strider from Balmora to Vivek. It's fast, cheap, and safe. Or if you're feeling adventurous, walk the road south from Balmora past Pelagiad through the Ascadian Isles to Vivek. Be careful, it's easy to lose the road or blunder into beasts when traveling by night or in bad weather. Travel by day to avoid getting lost or killed. Silt Strider, we've done before. I also want to ask him about orders. I've thought it over, and I want you to interview 3 informants in Vivek City concerning the Nerevarine and the 6th House. First, I want you to speak with Adhiranir, a Khajiit Thieves Guild operative. Second, I want you to speak with Hulia, an Argonian in the Morag Tong. Finally, I want you to speak with Mera Milo, a temple priestess. Here, I've written the details down so you won't forget. And here are 200 drakes for bribes and other expenses. 200 gold added to your inventory, mission to Vivek from Chaos added to your inventory. Your journal has been updated. So that's another new link in the main quest. Vivek informants. So let's do more dialogue. We've already spoken about Vivek, I think, and Silt Strider, which is fine. Nerevarine. Some Dunmer believe that an orphan and an outcast, a youth born on a certain day to uncertain parents, will one day unite all the tribes of the Dunmer, drive out the invaders of Morrowind, and re-establish the ancient laws and customs of the Dark Elven nations. They call this orphan and outcast the Nerevarine, and say the Nerevarine will be a reincarnation of the long-dead Dunmer general and first counselor, Lord Indoril Nerevar. 6th House. The trusted informant says they're a secret cult associated with... that one isn't new. Nerevarine Prophecies isn't new. Adhiranir. Adhiranir is a Khajiit and a Thieves Guild operative. You'll find her in St. Olm's Canton in Vivek. Be careful what you say and use common sense. People in the cantons are suspicious of outsiders. You may have to win or purchase their confidence. And see, I know we had Thieves Guild already. Kamana Tong. House Lalu. None of that is new. And then we had Hulia. Hulia is an Argonian and a Morag Tong assassin. You'll find him in Vivek at the Black Shulk Corner Club in the lower wasteworks of the Foreign Quarter. In addition to his other skills, Hulia is also known around Vivek City as a student of history and a lover of books and old things. Morag Tong. Alright, and then we have Mera Milo. Mera Milo is a temple priestess who works in the libraries at the Hall of Wisdom and Justice. She's a friend, so be careful and don't get her in trouble. The temple is suspicious of outlanders and wouldn't be happy to find Mera talking with you about religious matter. She'll be easy to spot. Look for the priestess with the copper hair and copper eyes. Alright. And lastly, before we leave, we can actually speak to Chaos about our disturbing dreams. So let's do that. You're worrying me, Travis. You're not going loopy on me, are you? A word of advice. In Morrowind, if you have disturbing dreams, the temple says you are crazy, and they want to lock you up. And if you have disturbing dreams and think they mean something, then the temple thinks you're a prophet or witch, and they want to lock you up. So take my advice and keep a lid on it. Alright, I guess we'll do that for now. So, let's read the journal. First, our new quest is called Vivek Informants. Pretty straightforward. The spy master seemed happy with the notes I gave him on the Nerevarine from Sharn Gramuzgab. He said he'd like some time to think how the information fits in with the Emperor's plans for me. So if I want, I have some time to do a little freelance adventuring. But whenever I'm ready, Caius says he'll have new orders for me. The spy master promoted me to apprentice rank in the Blades. He seems pleased with me because he also gave me a little present. Caius sent me to Vivek with 3 tasks. Speak with Adhiranir, a Khajiit Thieves Guild operative in St. Olms. Speak with Hulia, an Argonian in the Foreign Quarter at the Black Shulk Corner Club. And speak with Mira Milo, a temple priestess at the Hall of Wisdom in the temple compound. When I have information about the Nerevarine cult and the Sixth House cult from these 3, I report back to Caius. Caius gave me instructions in writing. And in fact, let's look at our new rank first. Blades. We are an apprentice. Next rank, Journeyman. Intelligence 45, Personality 35. Need 1 skill at 40 and need 2 skills at 20. Alright, let's read Mission to Vivek from Caius and take it off of our book list. The following are notes prepared by Caius Cosades to summarize your mission to Vivek City. In Vivek, look for these 3 persons and get them to tell you what they know about the Nerevarine cult and the Sixth House cult. Each owes me a favor, and each should be willing to cooperate. Adhiranir is a Khajiit and a Thieves Guild operative. She won't be easy to find, but ask around in St. Olms Canton. Folks are easily offended in St. Olms. Be careful what you say. A little courtesy, a little coin, a little favor in the right place will get you in touch with her. Hulia is an Argonian and a Morag Tong assassin. Look for him in the Foreign Quarter at the Black Shulk Corner Club. He's known around Vivek City as a lover of books and old things. Mira Milo is a temple priestess who works in the libraries at the Hall of Wisdom and Justice. The Hall of Wisdom and Justice is open to the public. Just walk around until you find her. Do not ask anyone at the Hall of Wisdom and Justice about Mira Milo. I don't want to draw attention to the fact that she is talking to an outlander. Mira Milo is a particular friend, and I don't want her to get in trouble. When you've spoken with each of these persons and gotten what information they can give you, return and report to me. Fair enough. Alright, let's go sell off things we don't need. There's Laundress Balal. As you can see, he's a sleeper. He gave us the same dialogue as the other one did. Let's head to Ravir Trader now. And just sell off. We need to keep the letter to Senilius, but we can sell off the mission to Vivek and the intervention scrolls. And now, believe it or not, we're actually ready to explore. We're done with our backlog of questing. So we'll finish exploring the Balmora region now. Specifically, this region actually, it covers sort of this quadrant of the map. You'll notice the way I explore things, I kind of go in sequences. So if you think of the Sedanine region as a square right here, we've done that whole one. We did the whole Balur square right over here. And now we're going to do the Balmora square. There's one other settlement inside this square on the grid that you can superimpose over Vardenfell, and that's Flaw Ode. But there are a couple of other things to explore first, so just trust me, you'll see it. It's not too hard. So, let's head out. Alright, so let's follow the river down to the south. Let's head out south, and let's just head down the river. Follow it this way. A blighted Nick sound. Rough. Not that it matters much. Let's deal with him and move on. So let's turn right in here. And these are all new plants because this is brand new territory. At this point I'm only interested in comberries because they are a Restore Magicka ingredient. Now the Thoris Ancestral Tomb, let me just see if there's a quest that'll send us back here. If not, we'll go ahead and explore it. No, no quests, so we'll explore it now. Good. Alrighty. Let's head inside. Down the stairs, we have a trapped doorway. That's the one I want hotkeyed. There we go. Alright, we got the trap disarmed. Let's head through. A skeleton champion. A second one. Nothing I really need there, but let's switch this one to the local map. Let's check out this room. Not much. Here to the right is a wooden door with a Bone Lord behind it. Goes down easily. Carries nothing I need. There's a Shrine of St. Veloth here. There's a Book of Dawn and Dusk, which we've read. Scroll of Lesser Domination, don't care. Some irrelevant potions, and a chest key. None of the above. Alright. I actually think that's it already for critters, which makes this a very small tomb indeed. There's a comberry there, kind of hiding there, brushed in. There's a trapped small chest, which will disarm. Ooh, and there's an empty Grand Soul Gem inside. We'll go ahead and fill that, because we've got a scroll of summon Golden Saint that we found in Punabi. So we'll summon the Saint, cast Soul Trap on her, and kill her. And we have trapped a soul. Glorious. There it is. Lovely. So I need 10 more. And we can enchant another item when we get home. Either the skirt or the pants, probably. Anyway, let's unlock the other chest. Dwarven Claymore, don't care. And we're ready to head out. Well, that was pretty straightforward, but worked pretty well. Alright, so the next thing we're going to run into is the Shulk Egg Mine, which we're actually going to skip. We're already directed there for the Fighters Guild, but we're also sent there on a Imperial Cult quest later on, and I prefer to only visit once, so we'll come back once we have both quests active. In the meantime, we can visit the two gentlemen outside. Yeah, this is the Shulk Egg Mine. We can go ahead and speak with Findalane. I'm a miner in the Shulk Egg Mine, but I'm getting some fresh air. Oh, I don't need to persuade him. Background. I'm just an egg miner. Blight disease. A diseased Quama mine is a great hardship for the whole mining community. Blighted eggs are inedible and miners catch blight diseases. Bosmer. Egg poachers. We haven't seen Savilo Othan or Dainila Valis, but eggs keep disappearing, and they know the place. Easy for them to get in and out, stay out of sight. Quama. Quama colonies, also known as egg mines, are inhabited by the following varieties of Quama: Quama Queen, Quama Warrior, Quama Worker, Quama Forager, and Scrib. Quama Forager. The Quama Forager scouts the surface of the land and natural underground passages, searching for suitable locations for new colonies and hunting for prey. Foragers are aggressive, but not very dangerous. Quama Queen. The Quama Queen is the huge, bloated Quama that produces the nest's eggs. They are too large and fat to move, and all their needs are attended by worker Quama. Quama Warrior. The Quama Warrior defends the Quama colony's tunnels and chambers. Warriors are aggressive and dangerous. Quama Worker. The Quama Worker digs the colony's tunnels and chambers and tends the queen and the eggs. Workers are unaggressive, but not completely helpless. Latest rumors, little advice, little secret. Want to cure a blighted queen but don't have the cure blight spell? Then you need to buy some Scroll of Dayrear's Blessing scrolls. Not Dayrear's Miracle, they cure you. Dayrear's Blessing scrolls cure the target. Try Crulius Pontanian at Fort Moonmoth, or Mirasso Saren at Telvanni Council Hall, or Ureso Drath at the Aldrune Temple. Interesting. Morrowind lore. My trade. I am a miner. Usually here on Vardenfell, being a miner means you're an egg miner. Scrib jerky and scrib jelly, quama eggs, and quama cuddle are the basis of our Vardenfell economy. Yes, there are more valuable resources we take from mines. Raw ebony, raw glass, droog wax, daedra skin, daedra heart, diamond, ash salts, and so forth, and that's good work too. But it's the egg miners that feed Morrowind and bring cash from all over the Empire. Scrib. The scrib is a late larval form of the quama. Crushed scribs produce a nutritious but sour-tasting gelatin with modest magical properties that the natives eat with gusto. Scrib jelly. Scribs are little baby quama. We shuck the shells, crush the flesh into a jelly. Doesn't taste bad, and filling. Takes a while getting used to the texture, though. Solstheim. And let's chat with Denock. Okay. Alright, I've got my bearings. Denock. I'm a miner in the Shulk Egg Mine, but I'm just out here taking a break. That's fine. Background. I'm just an egg miner. Blight disease. Quama foragers range far from their homes, deep into the ashlands as far as the Ghost Fence. Foragers caught in blight storms become infected, and return and infect their queen and the whole colony. Egg poachers. Sevilla Othen and Danila Vallis used to work here. Not good people. Could be hiding anywhere in the mine. Alright, that's it for him. So here's the entrance to the Shulk Egg Mine. But as I said, we're going to leave that alone for now. And now we come to a fork. We can either keep going south, further along the river, but for our exploration purposes, we are going to turn right, or cross the bridge instead. Now, if we go a little ways, we'll eventually see a cave way off to the left. That's our next destination. So let's hit it. So this one is actually interesting in that it is a quest, but you find the quest by stumbling onto this place, the Vas Cave. So let's head inside. We didn't get a journal entry or anything like that, but what entering the cave does do is give you a dialogue option to discuss it with 3 different Hlaalu counselors. Which one you talk to determines what reward you get. I'll explain more about that later. And this place is inhabited by Daedra. Just fair warning, it's not that easy. You head down the tunnel. Well, okay. Maybe I overstated the case. When we have a diseased Shulk, a blighted rat, there it is. A flame atronach. And now we have 2 ways to go, right or straight. We're going to go right first. All right, so we'll head right first. Another flame atronach in an exceedingly dark room. There's raw ebony in here and not much else, so that's fine. Let's get back to the part that is lit, and let's head straight. All right. So we're skipping over a bunch of raw ebony because I really have no real use for it. Just make sure we're sticking on the one we already started using. Here in the back, you find a big room with a few more critters and a bunch more ebony. And that's really about it. Until you're able to discuss this place with one of the 3 Hlaalu counselors who cares about it. But that's a ways away yet. Yeah, we got torches in here too. That's it for now. So let's head back and leave the cave. So there's really nothing else to do here now. Unless you do want to loot the raw ebony to sell off. Which is easier than ever with the recall spell. It just, at this point, I don't really need any more gold either. So let's head back to the road and proceed down and just make sure you keep your eyes peeled to the right because the next location we want to explore happens pretty soon. That would be the Shulk Egg Mine over here on the right. Now we've been going just about an hour, so I'm going to end the video here, but I'll talk about this location a bit now. This place does feature in the House Slalu quest line, so if you're planning to join House Slalu, you might want to save exploring it. I'm going to tackle it now because I'm ultimately joining House Telvanni, so I'll never be sent here on a quest, but if you're joining House Slalu, hold off. Otherwise, we'll kick off the next installment by exploring the Shulk Egg Mine. Until then, thank you so much for watching. If you enjoy my videos, please consider clicking an ad, liking, sharing, or subscribing, any or all of which will really help me out. Regardless, please know that I really do appreciate the time you spend watching, and hope you have a fantastic day. Bye-bye.